LJTV. Unbelievable! Once again, it's time for Monster Model Madness!
Horror films in the 1930s and 40s always needed three elements to be successful: a good story, good actors, and a good monster. The Wolfman, released in 1941, had all that and more. Lon Chaney Jr. had never ever considered a career in movies until after his father's untimely death. It all began in 1932 when he landed an uncredited role in a film called Girl Crazy. In 1939, he was considered for the remake of The Hunchback of Notre Dame, but as fate had it, the role went to Charles Laughton. Lon Chaney Jr. got his first taste of stardom, as well as critical acclaim, for his role of Lenny in the feature film version of Mice and Men. In 1941, Lon Chaney Jr. was hired to portray the Wolfman for Universal Pictures, and residents the world over all agree that it's safe to say that Lon Chaney Jr. had no idea when he was first subjected to Jack Pierce's rigorous makeup routines that he would be forever known as well as typecast as the Wolfman. The Wolfman was so successful, Lon was hired to play the Wolfman again, and again. And how he did in movies like Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula, and Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. Add that up with the movies like Ghost of Frankenstein, The Mummy's Tomb, The Mummy's Ghost, and The Mummy's Curse. And as well, he had a role as the son of Dracula in The Son of Dracula. What we have here is the fact that Lon Chaney Jr. was the only actor to portray all four of Universal's major monsters. Though Lon Chaney Jr. never truly escaped the long shadow of his father, his performance in The Wolfman will forever cement his place in the Big Bang of the golden age of Hollywood horror. The Werewolf of London, starring Henry Hill as a werewolf, was a Universal picture released in 1935, 6 years previous to the Lon Chaney version of the same. Henry Hall was a character actor with decades of movie roles to his credit, but, unlike Carlo Bulagosi, was never typecast for the rest of his career as a horror actor. Of all the roles Henry Hall played in his lifetime, the one he should be remembered for is his role as Hollywood's first werewolf. The mighty Jack Pierce handled the makeup duties, and though the Henry Hall werewolf at a glance appears like a scaled-down version of his famous Chaney werewolf, it's totally suited to the character and complements Henry Hall's performance. The Henry Hall werewolf differs from the Lon Chaney werewolf on many levels, but at its most basic, Hall's werewolf is a little more sinister of a creature than the Chaney Wolfman. Hall's Wolfman would roam the streets of London wearing a disguise, using his intelligence, whereas the Chaney Wolfman was a more savage, animalistic force that existed more on instinct. Henry Hall and his London werewolf will forever exist in Lon Chaney Jr.'s shadow, but will always have the true edge when it comes down to the best-dressed werewolf. An unrecognized classic if there ever was one. If you haven't already seen it, do us all a favor and check out The Werewolf of London, and I bet you all the tripe in Swindon that you will thank me later. Speaking of later, it's time to talk about two very, very heavy chunks of Resident Evil werewolf glory. The 41 Werewolf from Six String Productions, as well as the Yeager Classics Volume 16 from the Tower of London. What makes all of this even cooler the fact that both of these kits were sculpted by one of the founding fathers of the most exciting hobbies in the known universe, the mighty Jeff Yeager. Another important thing to remember is that both these kits are in the category of you just gotta have them no matter how much of their families, but you have to sell to do it. So the choice is yours. We've got a Henry Hall Werewolf and a Lon-Chaney Jr. Wolfman, the first and the best of the Universal Wolfmen. And all of us here at Monster Model Madness are very, very proud to present to you our showcase of two of the heaviest werewolf garage kits in the known universe. Monster Model Madness constantly strives to quite simply always do our best to provide top drawer garage kit thrills and chills. And in return, all that we ask from our discerning viewers is that they spend all their money all the time on garage kits. Don't listen to your mom, your girlfriend, your wife, your boss, your so-called friends, your children, your brothers, your sisters, or even the IRS. When everyone around you is concerned, telling you that you aren't the same person they used to know. No one ever sees you anymore. You never go there anymore. For the love of Buddha, when the hell are you gonna grow up? Those in the know already know that there is no better time than right now to log on to the internet, visit any number of the hundreds of websites that carry resin, vinyl, and styrene garage kits, and buy 6 or 7 or 8. You will thank me with cash gifts later. Roll the werewolf footage!
The show you just watched was a Crow Diddley production.